Hi cuties! I hope you guys are doing so well. So today I'm going to be unboxing and testing out the Box of Night kit from Maniology, and I'm going to be doing the first set of spooky nails on this channel of the season. So I'm really excited for this video. Let's get into it. Maniology sells really cute nail stamping plates. So this box is like their limited edition Halloween box. I'm so excited to finally get into Halloween content. Oh my god, this box is beautiful. Till death do us part. So we've got Maniology Box of Night countdown book. And I think it's just like poems. It goes up to 13, so not completely sure about that, but oh my god, this sticker is so pretty. Definitely going on my laptop. Ooh. So cute. Okay, yeah, so I think how this works is you're supposed to open like one thing every day for, I'm not completely sure if it's supposed to be like the 13 days leading up to Halloween or like the 13 days up to like October 13th, whatever. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open them all up right now. So I'm just gonna put this box to the side so we can open everything one by one. Okay, so box number one. Oh no, I have like a special appreciation for like really cute boxes and when like companies package things really nicely, because I am taking like some classes on user experience right now as part of my major in college, and I just am like really obsessed with things that are just a really fun experience for the customer. So the first thing we've got are some press-on nails, and these look like they've got almost like a cat eye effect, which is really cool. I've never seen press-ons with a cat eye effect like that. Maybe we'll have to put these on and then do like some nail stamps on top of them or something. Day number 2 is a stamping plate. Ooh, so all these really pretty bat designs. Love that. So they each have like this blue film on them. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's like a mirror. I'm just like obsessed with brand new stamping plates. They just look so clean and pretty. I'm definitely gonna have to use a few of these. Number 3, I think will definitely be like a stamping polish. Ooh, it's a really pretty blue with like a yellow reflection, and it's called Moon Wake. I'm gonna try to make sure to tell you guys the names of everything that comes in here, because I'm not completely sure if this box itself is still available, since it was like a limited edition box and it was released sometime mid to early September. So I don't know if there's going to be any of the boxes left, but I do know that they are selling a lot of like the individual things that come in this box on their website. So if there's something you really like, you can go see if they're selling it individually. What am I on? 4? Yes, 4. Ooh, some pretty like coffins and like crosses. Love you to death. Very pretty. I'm going to leave the films on most of these because I don't really want to take them off until I use them. Day number 5. I feel like it's Christmas in October. Ooh, y'all know I like a good purple. So this one is called Shadow Veil. Number 6, we're basically halfway through. There's like some lacy designs, some webs with spiders and drips, which these are really great, I think, for like doing sort of French tip designs or like designs just on the tip of your nails, which will be really nice to have those so that you don't have to draw them on all the time. Number 7 is attached to number 9. This one is a big boy. I think this is the biggest thing in the box. Oh, no way, no way, no way. That is so pretty. Oh, is it a stamping book? Oh my goodness, it's a book to hold all your stamps. That is so pretty. I am obsessed with that. I'm gonna put all the stamps in here after we're done going through everything. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Number 8. I feel like this is like Haunted Mansion vibes with like the gate, chandeliers, and like bats and the moon and stuff, and like the keys. Do you guys know that movie Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy? Funny story, when we were little, me and my brother used to love that movie. There was a point where we would watch it like every day, and my brother was like really young. He was like 4 years old, and one time he was sleeping, and in his sleep he was just going like, the key, the key, the key. So yeah, I don't know, that reminded me of that. Okay, number 9 is another polish. Ooh, it's like a bronzy one, I think. Bronze, brown, and this one is velvetine. Don't know what that means. Number 10, another stamping plate, some cute little frame designs, some roses, moth, heart, bat. Ooh, I really like this design up here. I feel like that would be really pretty across either like the cuticle area or like the top of your nails. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Number 11 is a crystal clear stamper and scraper set. I do like that they included that, just in case like this is the first box you've ever bought from them and you've never stamped before. You've got like all of the essentials. Yeah, this box is getting ripped. Oh well. Ooh. That is a really pretty stamper. What? I didn't think it was gonna be like a special edition stamper. I thought it was gonna be just like a regular old stamper. That is the most beautiful stamper I have ever laid eyes on. What? So yeah, just like a big, nice, round jelly stamper. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. And then the card as well matches the theme. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can really see the card. Can you see the card? It's like a really subtle, but a really pretty design. Oh, I love how everything in this box like goes with the theme. So cute. Okay, number 12, another stamping plate, and it's the last stamping plate in this box. Ooh, very pretty. I'm trying to show you guys at like an angle where you can see. A lot of designs that are like full nail designs, and we got like the bows, web, bat. I really like these bows. These bows are really cute. And lastly, we've got number 13, which is a powder, I think. Oh yes. Oh, and it's like a Aurora powder with like this red and green shift, which is really cute because it goes with the whole theme of the box. Amazing. So that's everything that comes in this Box of Night limited edition Halloween stamping kit. And I'm so excited to use this stuff because like everything in this box is just like totally my vibe. It's just like so my vibe. I love it so much. It's like really pretty, but also creepy, spooky. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so excited. I think for this box, everything did come like the same in each box. It wasn't like a mystery box. But like I said, I think that a lot of the things that were in this box or similar things are being sold on the website right now. So I will leave a link to that down below. I am also a Maniology affiliate, so you can use this code to save yourself some shmoney if you would like. I don't know, I just like want to leave this beautiful box like on the screen. I'm just like so in love with like the whole vibe. I just want to give this box a hug. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. I want to put the stamps in here. Let's do that. Oh, this book is so pretty. I've always wanted like a book to keep my stamps in because right now I just use like one of those empty ones that I have for my nail stickers and it just doesn't work as well. These fit in so perfectly. I'm like so obsessed with it. Okay, let's go do the nails. So the first thing I need to do is remove these nails, and I'm actually going to do that with you guys because I've been experimenting with using the Jello peel off base coat on top of my protective hard gel layer. In my last video, I tried using it over a top coat, so I want to see if that's going to work, and I want to do that with you guys so you guys can see if it works. Okay, this might fog up my camera because this water is like steaming hot. So I boiled this water and I added dish soap to it because some of you guys were telling me that I should try soaking the nails that I'm trying to get off in some soapy water for like 10 minutes before going in with the Jello 1 kill remover. Oh, but this water is like way too hot, so... Okay, I actually went and added some just like room temperature water from my sink to try to speed up the cooling process. So I'm just gonna... Oh, it's still so hot! But yeah, I'm basically going to soak my fingers in here for 10 minutes and I'll be back when I'm finished with that. Okay, so that's been like 10 minutes and ew, my hands are so wrinkly. I literally hate that feeling. Ew, 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 ew. These nails have been on for a week and they honestly all feel still really solid, except maybe the pinky after that. I feel like there might be a little bit of like, actually no, they're all pretty solid. So now I'm gonna go in with the 1 kill remover, and I'm gonna put like just a drop of that on all of the cuticles. And now we're gonna wait another like 5 minutes before I go in and try to start lifting up corners. So it's actually probably only been 2 minutes, but I'm impatient, so I wanna try to start lifting the corners up so I can put more of the 1 kill on. And actually, the corners are lifting up really easily so far, I think. I'm also really hoping that it's just lifting up like the extension and the nail art and not also my hard gel layer. I do think soaking it in like the hot water for around 10 minutes is helping me be able to like break the seal around the cuticle area a lot easier though. Although doing it with this wooden cuticle pusher is really hard because everything is like so oily and slippery. So now that I've like broken all of the seals a little bit, I'm gonna add like 1 more drop of the 1 kill gel remover to everything, and we're gonna wait a little longer. Okay, so I've just like slowly been like kind of prying at the edges and adding more 1 kill remover. Hey yo, it came off. So that one came off without taking off my hard gel layer, and that was the thing that I was like most worried about. I was worried that my hard gel layer would get ripped off as I was like prying around the edges, but I'm gonna try to remove these without ripping off my hard gel layer as well. I'm getting a little bit more resistance from this one, so I'm kind of worried that after I loosened everything up with the hot water, I may have like lifted my hard gel layer instead of lifting just the extension. So it kind of appears that that is the case, honestly. Okay, yeah. Okay, I was able to get it off from the other side, but on this side I definitely lifted up some of the hard gel layer, so I'll just have to like file that and touch it up. Okay, I think that one was a success. Okay, yeah, this one, my hard gel layer, got lifted and ripped up a little bit, but I don't think there's too much damage that was done, so all right, that worked a lot better than I thought it was going to actually. So I'm just gonna go get this cleaned up, fix up my protective hard gel layer, and I'll be back. Of course, there are gardeners outside right now, so we're just going to hear that in the background for a while. Sorry about that, but I went ahead and fixed up my hard gel base layer and reapplied the top coat. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and apply my Jello peel off base again because I'm pretty happy with how it worked with the top coat. In all, to take the nails off, it took about 20 minutes. Usually it takes me about 30 minutes to file everything down until my hard gel layer, and it varies a little bit depending on whether I've done acrylic or polygel or just full cover tips, of course. It honestly doesn't save that much time, especially because it did pull up some of my hard gel layer in some areas and I did end up having to file off a lot of lifting, but it did save me from having to create a huge mess of dust from filing, because no matter how much suction my dust collector has, there's always just nail particles all over my desk when I'm done, and I end up having to like vacuum everything, and it's just really annoying. So I think I'm gonna try to keep doing this with the Jello peel off for a while, and we're gonna see how it goes. Oh my goodness, ew, look at the condensation from my hand because it's so warm in here. Gross. And I'm gonna be using these medium stiletto tips that I have. I think I just got these from like Shein or Temu or something, but I really, really like them, and I've used them many times in the past. Because today I'm not going to be just using full cover tips, I'm going to be building some nails from Polygel. So before I put those on, I'm just going to use a little bit of 100% acetone on a little swab, and I'm gonna chemically etch just the tip of the tips where it's going to be touching my natural nail, so that it can adhere really nice and strong. And I'm just gonna put those tips on real quick with some glue gel. Prepping the tips with the acetone did leave behind like a little bit of like white marks, but I'm kind of hoping that that disappears when I put the gel on. But if it doesn't, then it's really whatever. It's probably not gonna be that noticeable, hopefully. So I went ahead and top coated the underneath of all the nails and also just filed them a little bit so they didn't look as wide, and buffed all of the tips. And I did that off camera because I just want to get into the design, and I've done that process of filing a million times in other videos. So if you really want to see how I do that, you can go watch the video where I did these nails, which was my last video. Also, these nails are still doing so well and I love them. Okay, let's get into the design. So I've got all this stuff out because I want to create a custom polygel. My idea for this set is, I'm thinking because they gave us such dark stamping polishes, I want to make the nails themselves really light and almost like see-through and glittery, very glittery. And then I want to do the stamps on top with these colors, and I think that'll look really good. So I've got out all of these glitters because I want to make a really light pink gel. And honestly, I was originally planning on making a custom acrylic, but as I was like thinking about what I want to do for this video, I noticed a comment on my last video of one of you guys asking me to do more like custom glitter gels instead of just acrylic, and I totally hear you. I know not everybody likes using acrylic, so that is what I'm gonna do today. We're gonna make a custom glitter polygel. So I've also got out this big 3.5 ounce tube of clear polygel from Savaland. I just really like how Savaland has like bulk clear things on Amazon, so that's why I use so much of like the bulk Savaland stuff. So I'm gonna get out my little palette, and then of course we're gonna start off by making the glitter polygel. So I'm gonna squeeze out a very good amount of this clear, and I am planning on encapsulating these with more clear, so I'm not gonna make too much. I think that should be good because I just want there to be like a thin layer of glitter, and then I will go and encapsulate it. So I'm gonna put it in some of these super chunky glitter hearts. All of the Recollections glitters are from Michaels, by the way. Oh. And I think I'm gonna mix it as I go because otherwise this is just gonna get real messy real quick. Then I'm gonna put in some of these chunky pink glitters, which again are part of a set of Recollections glitters. Oh, that was definitely way too much. Okay, oopsie. I'm going to have to add a little bit more clear polygel. Definitely adding a little bit too much glitter. Like in my mind, I'm thinking of the proportions for my glitter acrylic, but like I save my glitter acrylics when I'm done with them, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to save this when I'm done with it. So if there's any extra, I might just make like a couple charms like with the mold because I don't want it to go to waste. And then I was planning on putting some other glitters in there, but honestly, I really like how it looks just like this. Like look at it all blurred like that. And then get a nice close-up. So pretty. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna use it like that. Before we go in with the polygel, I'm going to wipe everything off with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure that there's no dusty crusties. And I'm also gonna go in with another base coat over everything just to kind of like level everything out. I'm gonna use this really thick one that I have. This one's an Nail Couture one. It's not necessarily like my most favorite base coat that I own, but I like to save my favorite base coats for actually using on my natural nail because that's kind of where the base coat is needed for like maximum adhesion. Usually gel doesn't have as much trouble sticking to other gel or tips the way it does on your natural nail. And then to work with the polygel, I'm going to need a slip solution. So I'm just gonna use this cute little porcelain dish, and I'm gonna put some 91% isopropyl alcohol in it. I guess the way that I pronounce isopropyl alcohol, oh, wow, I made a mess. I guess it sounds like ice purple alcohol. One of you guys commented saying this entire time you've been watching me, you thought I was saying ice purple alcohol. I just thought that was really funny. And I'm also going to use a acrylic brush with my polygel because that has been my favorite thing in the whole entire world. So I'm just going to use my Pana one just because I trust it the most. But like this one from Shein, this brand, if you find it on Shein or Temu or AliExpress or whatever, it's also a really good affordable acrylic brush. Let's do this. So I'm just gonna like put a glob of this Polygel on my nail with this little spatula, just like that, I guess. And then I'm going to just try my best to thin it out over the entire nail. One thing I do not really like about this Sauveland clear acrylic is that it is really, really, really sticky. Honestly, definitely not my favorite Polygel to work with, but it's sold in like bulk and it's like the most affordable option that I've found, so we're gonna work with it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that, so I'm gonna go ahead and cure it. So it's pretty much going to be the same exact process for all of the rest of these. It is kind of funny that the first Halloween set that I'm doing of the year is pink and glittery. I think it'll look really good. I hope so, at least. I don't know. I just really wanted to do some like really light glittery looking nails for some reason. Also, while I'm doing this, a couple of the bristles of my brush have come out. I don't know if it's because this is just like so sticky, and acrylic brushes aren't necessarily made to be used with really sticky Polygel. They're made for acrylic. But yeah, this is like a $20, $25 brush, so it's kind of annoying when the bristles come out. When I first mixed up this Polygel, I thought that I had made way too much, but it turned out to be exactly enough. But it turned out to be literally the perfect amount. Although I did kind of sort of fail at making a thin layer of glittery Polygel because some of these look really thick and chunky, but I just like could not help it. I wanted to make sure there was glitter on every single part. I'm definitely gonna have to put a clear cap on this because if I don't, I'm just going to be filing in all of the glitters. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'm also going to file them a whole bunch because they're going to be lumpy, very lumpy. So I'm gonna go do that boring stuff and I'll be back so that we can finally use the stuff from the Maniology box of night. Do you know that feeling when you like are filing your nails for so long, so hard that your nail beds are like sore afterwards for like the next couple days? Because that's how I feel right now. I literally spent at least like an hour and 20 minutes trying to file these nails. I don't know what is up with my Polygel application, but it just was not working out in my favor today. They were turning out so lumpy. I had to file literally forever, and in the end I just decided to go for more of like an extra long almond shape because stiletto is definitely not happening. I went ahead and wiped them off with some acetone just now to try to like smooth out the surface as much as possible because I was too lazy to buff them. Before we go in with any of the nail stamps, I am going to put another base coat just to make sure everything is really nice and smooth and even for the stamps to go on. And I'm gonna wipe the sticky layer off of all of the base gel with some isopropyl alcohol as usual. Stamping time. So I think I want to peel off like the blue from all of these stamps because I feel like you can see them a lot better without the blue film on them. Oh man, that wasn't satisfying. So here's all 6 of the stamping plates that came in the box, and I think these are going to be perfect for a pastel goth aesthetic. So it's actually the next morning. last night after I did like all of that filing, I was just so tired and I just felt like everything I was doing was not working out. So I'm hoping a fresh mindset is going to help. So last night I realized that I don't know if any of these colors that came in the box are going to look the way I want to for this set, because I wanted like a pastel gothic set, but I don't know if any of these colors are going to show up really well on this really pink glittery background. And so I was going to just use a black stamping polish, and then I realized I don't have one. So that's great. But I think that practicing a little bit last night, even though I did like mess up a whole bunch, I don't think I'm going to include any of that in this video because I just don't want to like bulk up that video with all of my mistakes, because I've made many mistakes on stamping in my other video. So just know that mistakes were made. But yeah, after trying yesterday, I realized that my only complaint about this set, like this box, is that the colors that come in it, I feel like they don't really match the aesthetic of the entire box really well, because I feel like the whole aesthetic is like black and like wine color and red, and so I don't know, I feel like these colors, I don't know if they really go with that whole like vampire aesthetic. Yeah, I do really wish that there was just like a nice like red and like black in this box, but I guess they just assume that like you should already have black, which I don't know how I don't have black, but it's fine. We're moving on. So I think I decided I want to use one of these, and I want to create sort of like a French tip, but like not really a French tip on all of them. Like I think putting this one like just like that would be really pretty on all of them. So I'm gonna start by trying that. And I'm gonna use this color to do it because yesterday, like I totally thought this was brown, but it's actually like a purple color. Like, do you see that? Got my stamping card, got my jelly stamper. I went ahead and grabbed a lint roller because y'all were telling me I should use a lint roller to like clean off my jelly stampers. So let me just make sure it's all nice and clean. And let's do this. The key to stamping, I think, is that you have to work really fast in the beginning, but once it's actually on the jelly stamper, you can take your time like lining it up and everything. Nice. Okay, that picked up really, really well. Do you see how it picked up all that like extra polish that I don't want to be on my nail? I actually went back to my first ever stamping video and I was looking at all of you guys' comments because I remember you guys gave me so much good advice on that video. So I went back before I did this and I reread a bunch of that, and y'all were saying that I can clean off the extra stuff that I pick up with this little scraper, or just like scrape it off. So I'm just gonna like gently do that. Although some of this is being a bit stubborn and it's not wanting to come off, so I think I can wipe it off with some isopropyl alcohol and that should be fine. Okay, perfect. So look at that, it looks so good. So now that it's like actually on the stamp, I don't have to rush. So I'm just gonna make sure that my nail is all clean. I'm going to line it up exactly where I want it, which I think is like right here. Okay, and then ooh, okay, I think that definitely needs to be a little bit lower, but I think that's gonna look really cute. So I'm gonna redo that really quick. And if you make a mistake, you should just be able to wipe it off with some alcohol. And then to clean the stamp, I'm just using this little like grabber tool and a piece of Auto Shop paper towel, and I'm just gonna like scrub it off. The reason that the little grabber tool is important is if you already have stamps on your nails that you haven't yet top coated and you don't want them to get messed up while you're cleaning your palette in between nails, you wouldn't really want to be holding a paper towel with acetone on it because that could definitely mess up your design. So using the grabber tool just ensures that you're not going to mess up any of the designs that are already on your nail while you're cleaning your palette or cleaning your stamp. I think that is really cute like that. So I'm just gonna repeat that on the tips of all of them now. And actually, I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit for each of them and not use the exact same stamp on every single one of the tips. This like spiderweb one that I didn't reach the edges of my nails just because I think I placed it a little bit too high up. So I kind of want to try stamping it again to see if I can just like fill in those parts, hopefully. Okay, that picked up really, really well. So I'm just gonna like scrape off the stuff that I don't want. I feel like I might be ruining this jelly stamper a little bit because I'm like not a pro at stamping, but I really love this jelly stamper. So I think if it does get ruined, I'll just end up replacing this stamping part. Anyway, let's see. I don't know how to do this. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, actually, okay, that's fine. Looks a bit messy, but honestly, I think it worked out pretty well. Like that part right there is annoying, but it's not annoying enough for me to like redo it. So I'm just going to finish up the last couple. Okay, so there's all of like the tips. I did have to double up on the sides for this one because I just didn't want it to be so obvious that it didn't fit all the way across. Because yeah, I feel like these stamps are definitely, like a lot of them are made for shorter nails, which is totally fine, but I can make them work. But yeah, I think that this looks really cute, but definitely not done. I feel like it needs a lot more. So I don't know, I kind of just want to use like random cute designs and like put them all over the rest of the nails, like maybe some bats, definitely like one of these bows. I really like these frames, and I think you're supposed to put like these little things inside of the frame, so I kind of want to try doing that. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna do like this bow first, just make sure my jelly stamper is all clean with this lint roller. I am definitely getting the hang of picking up the stamps though. Like picking up the stamps is no longer a problem. Right now it's kind of just like figuring out which stamps are going to actually look good on these nails. Like look at how nicely that picked up. I don't know if you can tell, but it picked up so perfectly. And then just like scrape off the extra stuff. That was a really good tip, whoever told me that. Thank you. Oh, damn it. Okay, one second. Okay, nothing happened. It's all good. I think this one will look really cute right here. Yay, that is really cute. I love it. I think next I want to use this like big cross with the rosary on it. I'm really thankful that that copper color ended up being actually like a sort of like purpley wine color, because I think it actually looks really good with the pink. But I'm still so surprised that I don't have any black stamping polish. Like literally the first thing I'm gonna do after I'm done filming this video is go order some black stamping polish. Okay, I want to try to use one of these like frames on the pinky. So I'm going to do that with you guys because I've never actually like used a stamp that's two parts. I think we'll do this one. So we're just going to do the frame as usual. Nothing special. Once it looks clean, I'm just going to put it on there. Nice. Wow, that worked really well. And then inside the frame, I think I'm gonna put this really pretty moth right here. And have you guys noticed that I've been rolling the stamper? A lot of you guys were telling me to roll my stamper instead of just like stamping, but also I messed that up, so I'm gonna redo that. Okay, I don't know what was happening, but I tried like 5 times to pick up that small moth and I could not get it to pick up properly. So I decided to do this little snake instead. This is a really weird angle. And I'm using my opposite hand to do all this, so yeah. Okay, let's line it up, let's line it up. Perfect. Oh, that's so cute. Yes. I haven't put anything on the middle nail yet because I'm kind of debating whether I just want to do like a accent nail of like a rhinestone design on the middle nail. So I might do that. So what I'm gonna do before I do that is just like fill in any little gaps on any of the other nails with like smaller stamps because I want them to just really be like full of stamps. I'm kind of thinking of putting like this design on the nails that I want to do the rhinestones on. Also want to mention, I'm obviously making kind of a big mess with all of this like stamping polish, and it's like all over my hands and stuff, but this stamping polish is not made with any sort of gel, so getting it on my skin really shouldn't be a problem. I'll just wash my hands after everything is top coated. I feel like the second time I go in to use a stamp, it just like never comes out as good as the first time. I think I just like might not be cleaning it as well as I should or something. Actually, for the thumb, I think I'm gonna try using this one instead, just so we can like use literally all of the stamping plates. That picked up so nicely. Okay, I don't even think I have to clean anything. I'm just gonna use a little swab with some acetone to clean up that little spot that I don't want there. And I could also use it to clean up the sides, but I'll just wash my hands after. Okay, I think I have room on the thumb for just like one more stamp, so I'm gonna use this really pretty bat stamp. Finally happy with all of the stamps. So I'm gonna go ahead and top coat everything with this top coat. I really like this top coat because it's super glossy, but it's also really, really thin. And I don't wanna bulk these nails up any more than they already are because I just feel like they're kind of bulky as it is. I think these stamps are so pretty, but I feel like the ones that look the best are the ones where the lines were like thicker and darker. So I kind of wish that more of the designs had like thicker, darker lines instead of such thin ones. But overall, they're so pretty, and absolutely if I tried doing this on my own, like these same designs, I would not be able to do it. And if I did do it, it would definitely take me like 20 hours. Okay, I know I said that I was going to do a rhinestone design, but when I was looking through my rhinestones, I realized that it would kind of look really crazy if I did a rhinestone design on top of this when it's already like completely covered in like a bunch of intricate nail art and the nails are already glittery. So I think it'll just end up looking way too busy and like the designs will totally get lost in the sauce. My brain almost already hurts just looking at it like this. Yeah, I think it'll just look way too crazy if I add rhinestone designs on top of all of this nail art stamping. So I am actually just going to leave these at this. Might be a little easier to like see the designs on top of my black sweater. But yeah, I think I really like how they turned out. They just kind of look like a mishmash of really pretty spooky designs. And I absolutely love that my first Halloween set or like spooky season set is pink and glittery and purple. So my final thoughts about this box is like, honestly, I really enjoyed opening it. Even if like the colors weren't my absolute favorite that they included, the stamping plates were so pretty. And I think that a few of them are limited editions. And unfortunately, this box sold out super quick when it went live, like within the first 24 hours. So at least now if you saw this video and you like what you saw, you can keep an eye out for next year's spooky box from them, or I think they also are coming out with a Christmas box, so you can keep your eye out for that if you want to. Anyway, cuties, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. I hope that you are having the most amazing day, night, week, life, cutie. Sleep well if you're going to sleep, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye! Mwah.